Mike, if you'd like to take a roll call.
Cheryl Robinson.
Here.
David Rowley.
Here.
Jeff Lord.
Here.
Tricia Kennedy.
Here.
Craig Galvesman is absent. Michelle Payton.
Here.
Andrew Marietta.
Here.
Tim Johnson is absent. You have a quorum.
All right, I will forego the chair's remarks and we'll actually make an adjustment to the agenda. We're going to move up the resolution for the SDA Housing New York LLC. So at this point, I will turn it over to council to just walk us through the resolution and then we'll open it up for questions that anyone has in regards.
Megan, do you know if Rick is on the phone?
We have Rob.
Rob, okay.
Yeah, Rick's not dialed in yet. I just texted him.
He's
Okay.
coming in right now.
Okay, good.
So basically, we did the approving resolution back in 2024. And now they're coming back and the company is changing due to, I guess, probably some advantage in this new company dealing with the financing better than the other company. But Rob and Rick can probably address that better. But this authorizes the change, which they can do. They can designate a different company. The original company can designate a new company. And this authorizes that. The resolution.
Yes, this is for the end of the call. So I will open up the floor to any questions in regards to the change of company. So I didn't go back and try to no, nothing else is changing other than the company.
Correct.
Michelle, I know you had some questions.
What do we know about the company?
Yeah.
Right, so I wasn't here for the first approval, but my questions were, if you're switching companies, who is the new company? And second, it went in twice for approval and was declined, and I don't know if anyone here knows why it was declined twice. Those are my two main questions.
I think
Correct.
probably Rick would know the answer to that.
The new company is, I'm sorry. The new company is listed in the resolution.
I understand that, it was just formed, so who is the ownership of that new company?
Hey, this is Rick.
Go ahead.
Should I jump in on these questions?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, so the new company, the ownership of Sean Carpenter is the main owner, and Sean's got about 28 years of LIHTC experience. I actually vetted him. Well, I've known Sean for years, but I ran this by HCR with Darren Scott at HCR just to get his thoughts, get his input. And he's like, yes, we'd have no issue with Sean. He's a known entity prior to Shamrock, which is Sean's new company. He ran development for Conifer in the Northeast, which is one of the larger developers in the nation, and Standard before that. And he's worked for Mass Housing. So again, a long history in the LIHTC industry. And then as far as the approvals, why it was declined the last two times, in New York, roughly probably one out of every, I'd say 6 or so applications are funded in every year. So there's nothing, I'd say, wrong with the application. This Sean's involvement, Shamrock's involvement just gives us one more, I'd say, advantage or more likely to be funded this round. Again, it's the same ownership with Springbrook will have a minority ownership. Sean will be the majority owner, or Shamrock will be the majority owner. So we just feel it's better positioned for funding this year.
I kind of piggyback on that a little bit. The first application, we did not have the local approvals. The second application we do, we have site plan approval. We have a slight modification to our parking demand that we got approved by the ZBA. And probably the most complicated one is with the Historic Preservation Board. And they signed off on our design that we have. And we're going to continue to use that same design that we have for the next application.
I have a question. What would Vecino's relationship be with SDA after the purchase of the property? So Vecino is purchasing the property? And then what's the relationship ongoing? Vecino and SDA?
Yeah, Vecino will purchase the property at the closing of the transaction. We would basically sell it to the entity for no profit, just at our cost. And then we'd act as a turnkey developer where we'd still do the construction. as we've got so much historical knowledge, we do the heavy lifting with the closing process, everything else. But then essentially at completion, it would be 100% between SDA and Springbrook. Messina would just solely act as turnkey, so we would not have ownership going forward.
So so SDA would be responsible for the ongoing payments and the ongoing relationship with Cooperstown, Springbrook, and the IDA.
Yeah, that is correct.
The key is turned, you're gone. Gotcha.
And on that, just for one clarification, we would stay in through conversion. So we'd provide guarantees through, basically it's through conversion to permanent financing. So we'd kind of be involved with the lease up. We would not be involved in the property management, but we'd make sure that, again, we'd be involved to make sure the correct tenants that fit the requirements for compliance and whatnot are rented those units.
So has Sean met with anybody from the IDA? The SDA person, have you met him? Have you had anything?
I know his history and I looked up the Conifer. That's a drug and alcohol type rehab facility. So is that going to be part of this one in Cooperstown? I thought it was.
It's at this point, Springbrook.
No, it's still Springbrook involvement, and it's 8 units for those with intellectual and developmental disabilities. So, and somebody mentioned Conifer. I didn't catch all that.
That is a drug and alcohol rehab facility?
Yeah, so Conifer is a very large developer, affordable housing developer. They do a multitude of projects. So that may have been one of their projects, but that's not what this project is going to be.
Development company affiliated
I
with
looked up
LaChase.
Conifer and that's what I found.
Yeah,
It's
there's
a
another Conifer that's,
Okay.
and it's linked, I think LaChase has a ownership.
Okay.
I think the last.
That might be the one in Schenectady, near Schenectady.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a different company. That's a different Conifer. Yes.
It's a different company.
Well,
Conifer's,
I looked up Sean Carpenter and that's what came up.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
So I think the last time we had this conversation, I think really where
So it may not be.
it came down to, right, is that this project has support from all the local municipalities. They've gotten the sign-offs as it relates to that. So that was kind of our pressing forward in terms of approving this, was because the local community and the local municipalities have approved the plan, the site plan and the project plan, so.
And I think
all that back.
that Vecino was also communicating with all the parties.
Yes.
Et cetera.
Yeah.
So now their relationship is.
Yeah. I've actually reached out to the planning board already, the ZBA, zoning board guy. He knows everything that's sort of in transition right now. And we're working through some of that, transfer of permits and such. And just for a little background, I'm located in Burnt Hills, New York, which is a little bit outside of Albany. So I'm like an hour and 20 minutes from Cooperstown. And through this period of, getting to conversion, I will be popping in on occasion to make sure things are going the way they're supposed to be going and keeping an eye on what it is that we do over there in Cooperstown.
Great. And then I'll piggyback on that. I've had conversations with Mayor Tillapaw to kind of keep her up to speed, and obviously Springbrook. So everyone on the team is aware, and we're trying to make sure all of our external partners are as well.
Any other questions?
Can you tell me what % ownership Sean Carpenter is in this versus Springbrook? Are those the only two in the LLC?
Yeah, so we envision it would be the same as it was before. He would just step into Vecino's position, or it was 90%. It was Vecino, now it would be Shamrock Development, and then 10% Springbrook.
Springbrook isn't part of the LLC.
Oh, I thought you said just.
No.
So the way the project works is, you apply through HCR as they talked about.
No, I thought
OPWDD is also a funder that goes through Springbrook. then we have 8 apartments in there that we can use, and the money for development goes into the project there.
I thought I heard him say that Springbrook was part of it.
No, I think, no.
They're part of the project.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
And what, so it's 8 units out of how many? What's the total?
I think 54. What's your total units? Is it 54? Or did I
It's a
make that
total
up?
of 50 units. And 8 of those will be, we'll call them Springbrook units.
Right. But the,
It hasn't changed.
Right. And just to clarify, I think you said the CNO stays as a, what I'll call a guarantor through construction, through absorption, but then has nothing to do with management ongoing. Is that correct?
That is correct. Messina Construction will be doing the construction, like I said, since we've been involved in this project since inception, the historic knowledge and the sub base that we've kind of accumulated, we will stay in through that. And then, once it converts to permanent financing, which is typically about, I'd say probably 8 to 10 months after construction completion, then we would come off of those guarantees.
Any other questions? Not, we'll do a roll call vote. Actually, I need a motion.
I would like to have an executive session.
Okay. For purpose of discussion of contract. Yep. Okay. Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 All right, we are going to go into. We've come out of executive session, no action was taken. We are ready for the roll call vote on the resolution.
Did you go first though?
Yeah, we did, I did, and Dave, I think, seconded.
Yeah.
Motion, and then we went into the second.
Can I hear the motion, please?
Yeah, that was for.
Was it? Oh, I thought we put a motion for it. Sorry.
No,
my
I
bad.
think, yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
We didn't, I don't think.
a motion for the
Okay,
resolution.
yeah, so can I get a motion for
I will make
the
that
resolution?
motion.
Thank you, Dave. Can I get a second?
Second.
Who first? I'm sorry, I didn't hear it.
Dave,
Dave and then
And
Jeff,
and then we're gonna do the roll call vote.
Dave Rowley and then
Jeff
Jeff Lord. Yeah,
Okay, thank you.
yep. Cheryl Robinson,
Yes.
David Rowley,
Yes.
Jeff Lord.
Yep.
Patricia Kennedy.
I'm recusing myself.
Okay. Craig Gelsman is absent. Andrew Marietta.
Yes.
Tim Johnson is absent. Michelle Caton.
I'm gonna abstain.
Okay.
You don't know.
Yeah,
I was gonna say.
yeah, we don't have it then.
Who abstained? Michelle?
Yes, I wasn't privy to the first time this was approved.
Okay, so we need a quorum and
Yes.
you only have 3 votes.
Yeah, you have something.
Yeah, we only have 4 votes.
So we're left at it. It doesn't pass if there's something.
Was it table until next month?
Yeah.
Table it?
Well, let me ask
Based on the
council.
board that is present.
Well, as the attorney.
Yeah, we have a quorum of the meeting. I'm not sure why an abstention
No,
would.
you have a quorum, but you only had 3 who voted yes, so it did not pass.
No, we have 4.
Yeah,
Four.
Who
We
was the
had-
4th who said yes?
Cheryl voted yes, David voted yes, Jeff Lord voted yes, and Andrew Marietta voted yes.
Okay.
Patricia and Michelle abstained.
We only need 5 when we're here.
All right, sorry, I missed that one. Okay,
Okay,
All right, so that,
we're passed.
so it doesn't,
Thank
it's not
you.
here, they don't count in the.
That's correct.
Gotcha,
Yeah.
okay, okay,
okay.
all right,
There's
so,
only 2 things. So it still would be 4 to 3. We'd still have a passed vote. So
yeah, all right,
Even if they
so,
were here.
right, resolution passes. I think, continued conversation on how we handle pilots is probably warranted in terms of project, maybe even
And the recommendation.
presentations.
for Staff to reach out.
Do you want me to-
And I think there's might be an option
We-
for this project, because it has been 3 years, to get them back in front of us and just do a
Yes.
presentation of
Do
the
you want me to
project.
try to have it come in August, either for
Yeah,
projects or
absolutely.
board?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Do
should
you
definitely.
prefer
do that.
projects?
I think board gets more attendance.
Board, okay. So August board. Okay.
I've got to go to the county to have it.
Okay,
I don't remember. where
Do you need to leave? Are we losing?
No, let me just check. Jody can go.
Okay,
It's not the end of the world if I'm not there for this piece of it.
all right, well, I'm gonna keep moving
Should
on.
give them along, yeah.
Yep, all right, so everyone received the meeting minutes from June 25th board and July 11th committee meetings. Any comments, questions, or changes?
Agenda.
Now to take a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Report of the audit and finance committee.
The minutes stand for the report.
If I can
Any
get,
questions? Now to take a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Bills and communications, anything to point out on this?
Nothing really. I mean, we do have a big bill there from Anjo. We did just submit that for a drawdown, a fifth drawdown request, which Barton and Judas is putting together right now. Sterling Engineering, obviously doing preparing the SWPPP. But other than that, everything is pretty normal. Unless you have any questions on them.
Any questions on the bills? Now I take a motion to pay.
So moved.
Second?
second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. For the project committee, Craig is not here. We will let you serve the report.
Go past the CEO's report, and go after that, I guess. You're up. You want to fill us in on anything? Daily, last time.
Sterling is finalizing the stormwater management plan after I signed and submitted the form that they needed for us to be the approving entity.
This is for the other side of the road.
No, that's water mitigation, but they're also doing that as well. The stormwater is for,
Okay, so is it,
To clear the land, the stormwater.
yeah,
yes.
is that finished or
No.
It's not.
It's finalizing. What they sent us was a draft. They couldn't finalize until I signed and submitted the paperwork to them that they needed, which I did.
Okay, so just clarify the timeline where we are now as far as biddable documents going up the bid.
Don't have them yet. So I'm assuming once they finalize the documents and then they send that in, they'll be able to send out the bid docs.
Okay.
So I would hope in the next week or two.
Yeah, I just, the
In a
only,
month, that's our target.
my only point is that this could be a major cost and could have an impact on, how we look at our CDs going forward and budget for next year, depending on,
Mhm.
how this goes bid wise, simply because we're incredibly late on doing construction bid. Just want to point that out.
But that is all for now, besides waiting for the safe install.
For Richfield?
Yes.
And I know our meeting, we did have a meeting not that long ago. Any additional information on the increase to the percentage of reimbursement? Wasn't it 70 to 80?
Yes, I don't know if Jody met with the guy from Seattle yet. But hopefully that happens.
Right, but so you guys aren't
We don't
aware of
know.
anything of that?
No.
Anything else for projects, maybe report? Not?
Did we, that Richfield Springs, Jody was gonna talk to them, the supervisor, about this ribbon cutting, is that we're still? Yeah, if you
Bring
can
it up.
follow up on that, Charles, because I feel like this is gonna happen.
Larry?
In my pocket for
It would be good to have plenty of notice, especially for, the folks in that district on the county board and trying to get, as many people from the county board and anyone else there, and so.
It's a long time in the making, and we should certainly celebrate.
Yeah. Yeah,
Its
and
completion.
anyone we can get
Yeah, I
there,
think
right,
it's
yeah,
time.
especially state government and.
With Andela too, I think. is probably important. Figure it out.
Yeah, and I just talked to her recently, so, yeah, actually, I'll wait something.
Anything else for projects? Anything else for projects?
Not for me.
Now I would take a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Jody had to leave. He did provide his director's report in the packet. If there's any questions, we'll be free to shout them out. Terrell and or Megan might be able to answer, and or we can carry them and get responses from Jody outside of the meeting. Any questions on his report?
Yeah, it's, the, Hill City Brewing.
Yeah, we.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Megan.
Yeah, Megan and I went Tuesday.
This is on Chestnut Street.
Yes,
Right.
Yep.
they are hoping to open up, what they say, Memorial Day.
Well, the first guy said, no, Labor Day.
It's like, wait, that's a whole bit away.
The first guy we talked to was like, I don't know, and then the other guy was like, by next month. We are hopeful for them. We hope they do open next month. It looks great in there, they've got all the big,
The beer tanks.
yeah, the big, thank you beer tanks, they're in there, and they've just started brewing the day before we got there, so Monday.
Oh, so they actually are doing brew at that facility,
Yeah.
okay.
That place is huge, I had no idea, yeah, it's huge.
So they're brewing, and is it a tasting?
What?
Is it a tasting room?
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
And then what else?
I think they're doing food trucks, as we've heard, but they have room to expand in there. As of right now, they put up a firewall, they can't put in a sprinkler system, so there's future expansion possibilities. But right now, they're just doing the brew room, and then in the front they have like a big bar, and that's where the seating will be, and then I guess they're doing food trucks outside.
And there are apartments in there too, on the side.
Are they really?
Yeah.
There's that much space?
Yeah.
It's huge.
Down that side street.
That's the same entity owns those, the apartments.
It's all one building.
Yeah, we didn't talk about the apartments when we were there, we were talking about.
That was just part of one of
Is
the
there,
ways that
is there quote family space? So I heard one was the other day, they were building something, if you change, if you want family. They're moving the bar, like, another area, taking food trucks. Like, what does-
No, but it's pretty, yeah, it's great. I didn't see that, we didn't talk about that, I didn't
Okay.
see that. We talked about funding, they kind of got held up by grants, they wanted to open about a year ago, but, you know, people were like, we can get grants, and the grants fell through, and so they kind of not wasted, because they got the funding, but they lost a year.
Yeah.
Did they approach us ever?
No,
They did through the county,
oh,
through the
they-
county approved, them to apply for the Restore New York.
yeah, not the idea,
Because the city would do it.
Can you give us an update on sports specialty?
sports field specialty?
They plan to start doing their, designing and planning for building in December. I don't know,
So we're from next
so.
Next year, construction.
27.
construction.
Okay, great.
Any other questions on the director's report?
Did you get a date to go over to All-Star Village?
Cass is setting it up for us
Okay.
after the season's end. They're kind of swamped right now, so we won't be able to be with them till
Yeah.
probably September.
Any other questions on the director's report?
No.
All right, I'm not going to take a motion to approve since Julie did not present it. Any public comment? Seeing no public? Is there any additional need for an executive session? No, I would take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All right, thank you. We will now move into the CRC meeting. I'll call the meeting to order. Forego chair's remarks. Everyone received the meeting minutes of June 25th. Any questions, comments, or changes?
I just want to let you know I'm leaving, okay?
Okay, thank you so much.
Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Not, I would take a motion. Second,
Second.
all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Any new or unfinished business? Any need for executive session? Can I get a motion to adjourn? All right. So I think, Terrell, you can take this back to Jody too. I think also hearing, probably should get back to having pilots is getting the